What's good, guys? I hope you guys are doing well and welcome back to the channel. In this video, I'm going to be giving you guys my top 3 best KRIG 6 class setups in Warzone Season 3, and I'm also going to throw on a bonus class at the end of the initial 3 class setups. If you guys are interested in Warzone videos and you want to see more class setups and more Warzone gameplay in the future, make sure you subscribe to my channel because I have more Warzone videos coming out and you guys will not want to miss any more of my videos. And to make me a really happy person, make sure you guys drop 1 like on the video because it makes me smile at the end of the day. All right, I'm done wasting y'all time. Let's go ahead and hop right into these class setups. The first class setup that I'm going to give you guys is the MP5 and the KRIG 6. And just to let you guys know, I am talking about the Black Ops MP5. I am not talking about the Modern Warfare MP5, even though the Modern Warfare MP5 is a very good weapon as well. The Black Ops MP5 has very little recoil, and the recoil is very easy to control. The recoil flies slightly up when you do not control the recoil when you're just regularly shooting. So all you have to do is aim the aiming stick slightly down, and you're going to be able to control the recoil on an MP5 very easy. With the recoil being so easy to control, the weapon is a laser in close to medium range gunfights. And the MP5 has a very high time to kill. I think I seen it has one of the highest time to kills for SMGs in cold. And if you put the right attachments on it, the weapon has great mobility and you're literally going to be flying across the map in Warzone. So even though the Black Ops Cold War MP5 has never really been the meta, it's still a very good weapon, and it's really useful now because there's not really a meta weapon, especially in close range, that's really dominating. I mean, the FFAR is a good weapon, don't get me wrong, and that's probably going to be the weapon most people are using, but I still really enjoy using the MP5, and I even use it on time to time whenever I want to change it up. So for the attachments, for your muzzle, you want to go with the agency suppressor. The agency suppressor is the best muzzle in the game. Everyone knows this, especially since it got a buff. I believe in Season 2, it has been the muzzle that everyone is using pretty much on every gun. The agency suppressor increases sound suppression, it increases your vertical recoil control, it increases your bullet velocity, and it increases your effective damage range. And the only negatives that you have is you have a slower aim down sight time, and your aiming stability takes a little bit of a hit, but that's okay because the attachments that we're going to add onto the MP5 is going to really fix some of those things. For your barrel, you want to go with the 9.5 task force. It increases your effective damage range, it increases your bullet velocity, and it also increases your strafe speed, which is very important for SMGs. You want to be moving side to side and back and forth as fast as possible with a close to medium range weapon. And you have more cons. Your vertical recoil control and your horizontal recoil control take a hit. For your stock, you want to go with the Raider stock, and take a look at all the pros that it has. It has ADS firing movement speed, aim walking movement speed, and sprint to fire time, with the only con being hip fire accuracy. So this is the best stock for the most mobility, and like I said, with your close range weapon, you want to have the most mobility with that weapon so then you're able to get out of spots as fast as possible. For your underbarrel, you want to go with the Field Agent foregrip. The Field Agent foregrip increases your vertical recoil and horizontal recoil control, and this is the best underbarrel in the game. Everyone used this on pretty much every weapon. It dominated the M16 and the AUG last season, and people still use it on the FFAR and the MAC-10, so you definitely want to have this one on. And for your ammunition, you want to go with the 40 round speed mag. The 40 round speed mag increases your ammo capacity and your reload quickness, and the only con that you have is the aim down sight time, but with all the other attachments that you have on, you're still going to be able to aim down sight really fast with this weapon. For your secondary weapon, you want to go with the KRIG 6, and just to let you guys know, I'm only going to be going over the KRIG 6 attachments 1 time in this video because I do not want to repeat myself in classes later on in the video. The KRIG 6 is now one of the best assault rifles in the game because of the new damage upgrades that it got in the recent patch of Warzone. It got a chest multiplier update, and it also got a headshot multiplier update, so this weapon's damage is insane. And the weapon has very little recoil. The recoil is very easy to control. Everyone always knew that the KRIG 6 had very little recoil, but the only thing that was stopping people from using the weapon was the damage. But now that that has been been fixed, this weapon is a very valuable option, especially since nerfs have came to the AUG and the M16. This is possibly the best assault rifle in the game, and it's probably going to be the meta assault rifle that everyone is using. I'm really using it. I see a lot of people use the AMAX, but I enjoy this weapon more. For the attachments for your muzzle, you want to go with the agency suppressor. As I said before, this is the best muzzle in the game. For your barrel, you want to go with the 19.7 Ranger to increase your bullet velocity more on this weapon. For your optic, you want to go with the Axle Arms 3X. If you guys played Warzone in Season 2 of Cold War, you guys know that the Axle Arms 3X is the best optic for any assault rifle or tactical rifle that you're running with. It's the most accurate and it just looks the best on weapons, so everyone's using them. For your barrel, you want to go with the Field Agent 4 grip. As I said before, this is the best grip in the game. And for your ammunition, you want to go with the Stagnog 60 round mag because you want to have the most ammo possible on this weapon. To end off the first class setup, for your perks, you want to go with EOD as perk 1. For your secondary perk, you want to go with Overkill. And for your third perk, you want to go with Amp, so you're able to switch weapons as fast as possible. Now, I will tell you guys for perk 1, if you do not want to use EOD, and just to let you guys know, EOD reduces the damage from non-explosive kill streaks like grenades. You can also go with double time because double time increases your tactical sprint speed, and I like using double time every now and then. For your lethal, you want to go with a Semtex, and for your tactical, you want to go with a heartbeat sensor. The second class setup that I have for you guys is the MAC-10 and the KRIG 6. Now, I'm really enjoying the time right now that we have in Warzone because currently there's no specific meta that is dominating Warzone lobbies like the FFAR. So pretty much you have a lot of close range weapons that you can use to pretty much have a good and fun time and a competitive time in Warzone. You're seeing people still use the FFAR, you're seeing people use the MP5, you're seeing people use the Growl, you're seeing people use the FFAR. I have personally went back to the MAC-10 because the MAC-10 has withstand being one of the best weapons in close range gunfights in Warzone throughout all the patches. As I said earlier, the MAC-10 is really good in close to medium range gunfights, and the recoil is very easy to control on the MAC-10 as well. For your attachments for the muzzle, of course, you want to go with the agency suppressor. For your barrel, you want to go with the 5.9 task force. That way it increases your damage range, it increases your bullet velocity, but it also increases your strafe speed as well. As I said before, very important for submachine guns or any close range weapon. For your stock, you want to go with the Raider stock for the most mobility. For your barrel, you want to go with the Field Agent grip. And for your magazine, you want to go with the Salvo 53 round fast mag. This increases your ammo capacity and your reload quickness, and the only kind that you have is your aim down sight time, which is very slight. It's really unnoticeable. I've seen a lot of people use the Stagnog 50 round drum. I personally don't like it because it decreases your reload quickness, so I just go with the Salvo 53 round fast mag. It's the same thing, has the same ammo, it's just a different look, and you reload faster, so it makes the most sense to just go with this. I'm going to go over the KRIG 6 attachments really quickly. As I said earlier in the video, I'm not going to go over the attachments again. If you guys want to know why you should have every specific attachments on, go ahead and watch the beginning of the video again. For your muzzle, you want to have the agency suppressor. For your barrel, you want to have the 19.7 Ranger. For your optic, you want to have the Axle Arms 3X. For your underbarrel, you want to have the Field Agent grip, and for your ammunition, you want to have the Stagnog 60 round mag. For your perks, for perk 1, you can either go with EOD or double time. In this class, I have EOD. For your perk 2, you want to run with Overkill so that you can have 2 primary weapons. And for your perk 3, you want to have Amped for a faster weapon swap. For your lethal, you want to have a Semtex grenade, and for your tactical, you want to have a heartbeat sensor. Now, I will tell you guys, for your tactical, you can either use a heartbeat sensor, a flashbang, or a stun. The stun grenades are very overpowered. I hate stuns, and I see a lot of people using them, and I understand why, but I still rock with the heartbeat sensor. It is the best tactical grenade in the game, no questions asked. The third class setup that I'm going to give you guys today is the Bullfrog and the KRIG 6. I've seen a lot of people using the Bullfrog in the new meta of Warzone, and honestly, I completely understand why. The Bullfrog has always been one of the best submachine guns, especially in the Black Ops multiplayer, because of the very low recoil and the high time to kill. But the Bullfrog was always overshadowed in Warzone because, of course, the MAC-10, the DMR, the FFAR, all the metal guns from the past. But now that there's no specific meta and everybody's trying out different guns, the Bullfrog is honestly a great weapon for you to use, especially if you want to change it up and still have a chance in those close to medium range gunfights. As I said before, the Bullfrog has very low recoil. It pretty much has no recoil, so even if you do not understand recoil control, control, this weapon is still gonna be very easy to control. I know that sounds confusing, but you would just have to use the weapon to understand what I mean. The weapon is a laser in close to medium range gunfights. Now, I honestly do not use the Bullfrog much, but I have used it before, so these are my favorite attachments to use for the Bullfrog. For your muzzle, you want to go with the GRU suppressor. This is pretty much the same thing as the agency suppressor. They just call it a different attachment for the Bullfrog. It increases your sound suppression, it increases your vertical recoil control, it increases your bullet velocity, and it also increases your effective damage range. And you do have some cons. The aim down sight speed is kind of decreased and the aim and stability is decreased, but that's okay. The attachments that we're going to put on are going to fix some of those cons. For your barrel, you want to go with the 7.4 task force. This increases your effective damage range, it increases your bullet velocity, and it also increases your strafe speed. And you do have some cons. Vertical recoil control is a con, and horizontal recoil control, but that's okay because we're going to fix some of those with later attachments. For your stock, you want to go with the Spatnaz PKM stock. This is the best stock for mobility. If you look at the pros that it has, it increases your firing movement speed, your aim walking movement speed, and your ADS firing move speed. And the only con that you have is hip fire accuracy, but come on, who's going to hit fire with the Bullfrog? For your underbarrel, you want to go with the Spatnaz grip. This is pretty much the same underbarrel as the Field Agent 4 grip for pretty much all other weapons. It increases your vertical recoil control and your horizontal recoil control. And for your ammunition, you want to go with the 65 round. It increases your ammo capacity. The only con that you have is reload quickness, but it should be fine. 65 rounds is a lot. Now, for the third time in the video, let's go over the KRIG 6 attachments. For your muzzle, you want to have the agency suppressor. For your barrel, you want to have the 19.7 takedown. For your optic, you want to have the Axle Arms 3X. For your underbarrel, you want to have the Field Agent 4 grip. And for your ammunition, you want to have the Stagnog 60 round mag. For your perks, for your perk 1, you want to have double kill or EOD. For your perk 2, you want to have overkill so you can carry 2 primary weapons. And for your perk 3, you want to have amped for a faster weapon swap. For your lethal, you want to have a Semtex grenade. And for your tactical, you either want to have a heartbeat sensor, a stun grenade, or a flash grenade. The final class setup that I have for you guys today is still one of my favorites. It is the FFAR and the KRIG 6. Now, I already know what you guys are going to say. Why are you still using the FFAR? The FFAR has been nerfed so much. The aim down sight time is slow. The weapon does not kill as fast as it's used to. Nobody is using that weapon. Let me tell y'all something. I have used the FFAR in Season 3 of Warzone, and it is still one of the best close range weapons in Warzone. It might not be the meta anymore, and it might not be the best overall weapon that you can use, but it is still a really good weapon. Even though they have put plenty of patches in for the FFAR, I still really enjoy it. I have been using it for a while, and unless the weapon gets extremely nerfed, then I'm going to continue to use it. And I'm going to quickly go over these attachments because pretty much everyone knows what are the best FFAR 1 attachments. For your muzzle, you want to go with the agency suppressor. For your barrel, you want to go with the 19.5 task force. For your underbarrel, you want to go with the Field Agent grip. And for your ammunition, you want to go with the Stagnog 50 round. Now, the one thing that I did change on my FFAR is I took off the Raider stock. If you guys know, everyone used to use the Raider stock for the most mobility, but I took that off and I put on the Serpent Wrap instead because the Serpent Wrap increases your aim down sight time. And I'm going to give you guys credit where credit is due. The aim down sight time is extremely slow on the FFAR compared to what it used to be, but this Serpent Wrap should help a little bit. And the FFAR still has crazy damage. It's still a laser and it still melts people. So if you haven't used this weapon because it has been nerfed recently, I understand, but make sure you give it a try still. To quickly go over the KRIG 6 attachments for the last time, you want to have the agency suppressor as your muzzle. For your barrel, you want to have the 19.7 Ranger. For your barrel, you want to have the 19.7 Ranger. For your optic, you want to have the Axle Arms 3X. For your underbarrel, you want to have the Field Agent grip. And for your ammunition, you want to have the 60 round mag. Right there, bam. My bad. I know I had the 45 round mag, but it is what it is, right? For your perks, for your perk 1, you either want to go with EOD or double time. For your perk 2, you want to have overkill. And for your perk 3, you want to have amp. Now, I'm just not realizing this. I didn't say this in the beginning of the video. You can either have amp or you can have tracker. Tracker lets you see a foot trail of enemies who have pretty much ran past you if they're close by. And this is a very good perk to have. I personally don't run this because I like the faster weapon swap, but it's up to you. For your lethal, you want to have a Semtex grenade. For your tactical, you want to have a heartbeat sensor, a stun, or or a flash grenade. And that is it, guys. Those are my favorite KRIG 6 class setups in Warzone Season 3. One thing I will tell you guys is the meta is wide open currently from Warzone. This is probably the most balanced weapon meta that we had because Warzone lobbies are no longer dominated by the M16, AUG, and the FFARs of the past. I see a lot of players using different weapons and having a great time playing Warzone. So if there are any class setups that you think I missed with the KRIG 6, let me know in the comment section because I'm trying to find different class setups to use too. Currently, these are my favorite class setups and these are what I'm running with pretty much on a daily basis in Warzone. But that's it for me today. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. If you guys did enjoy, make sure you guys leave a like on the video because it really helps me out. And hey, if you guys want to come back for more content, make sure you guys subscribe to the channel because I upload over here frequently. But that is it for me today, and I'm gonna see y'all in the next one.